going on, everyone? It's KurrentJoker here, otherwise known as your boy. Would you look at that? 24 hours later, we already got another video going on. It's like the second coming of Christ. Honestly, who would have thunk it that your boy could be uploading a video 2 days in a row instead of 4 months later? That's not the point. As I said yesterday, we're trying to get them wheels moving. We're trying to get our work ethic better, higher, staying dedicated. As I also said yesterday, we got some more Madden up on the screen. And, well, Madden's Madden. You'll see how it goes, but that's not the point of today's video. The point is to talk about some of the worst medical procedures that were ever practiced in history. Some stuff that, we thought back then was such a great idea and that these methods would help people. And, maybe they helped a little bit. I don't really know. But they definitely weren't humane in any way, shape, or form. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So with that being said, let's talk about some of the worst medical procedures to ever exist. All right. Boom. See that thing right there? You want to know what that is? I'll give you one guess. I'll even give you a couple seconds. No, you're wrong. It is not a hugging machine for when you're lonely on Valentine's Day. What it actually is, it's called an iron lung. Now, you've probably heard of these before. They're kind of famous for being, what they were. What were they, though? They were kind of the treatment for polio before there was a vaccine for it. And the way these things worked is patients would be obviously trapped inside of it. And the iron lung would simulate breathing for patients. And they would be in there for weeks at a time. And that's not even the worst part. I mean, that's pretty horrible within itself, but it's not even the worst part. The worst part is you couldn't speak except for when the machine would let you exhale. So imagine that. You're living back in the day, you got polio. Life's not looking too good. And you're stuck inside this giant coffin looking thing. You're expecting the least you could do is, maybe have a good conversation with your buddy about, polio and, this giant coffin you're sitting in. But you can't even do that. Well, most of the time. So yeah, not a great thing, but it was the treatment at the time. And luckily there were new ways to treat polio eventually. So, for any of the men watching this video right now might be the time to just, click off the video. I mean, this is around the time people usually click off anyways. That's right, I see the video analytics. You can't lie to me. But anyways, this is the moment we're going to want to turn away, nonetheless, because right now we're going to be talking about a stricture divulsor. Dude, the thing is so horrifying you can't even pronounce it. That's not the point. This device was used to widen the urethra. Now, everyone knows what that is. We don't need to talk about it. But why would you need your urethra widened, you may ask? Well, if your urine flow was a problem, that's it. That is it. Honestly, that's the whole problem. And you can probably guess how this thing works, but if not, well, I'm going to explain it anyways. It would be inserted, and a screw would turn, and it would widen this pole-looking thing, and, well, it widened your urethra so you could pee easier, basically. And not even that. You want to know the craziest thing about this whole procedure? If you were bleeding, they would tell you that this was a good sign. I'm sorry, I don't know what, a urine flow problem is, but it might be a little bit better than sticking this thing inside of me. So, I don't know if any of you guys have ever had to go through a surgery or just had like a condition disorder like with your body where you had to wear a special kind of brace or like a cast or anything like that, and people made fun of you for it. Is that just me? Anyways, not the point. Uh, this thing right here tops anything you've ever had to wear to school, because this is an early version of a wheelchair. That's right, imagine going to school with that thing on. It was designed by a man named Dr. Clark back in like 1870s, so it was a minute ago, alright? Medical technology is not where it is now at the time. And it allowed those who were suffering from spinal injuries to walk for like a couple hours or even a few days, in theory. Because even if you were medically fit, it was so hard to walk with this thing because it was so heavy. And look at it. It's got 4 wheels. It's got freaking those little bars that gymnasts use. It's got the hoops that gymnasts use. Honestly, this could have been used to train for the Olympics. Honestly, look at it. It's even got like a little like head thing. It's wild. Crazy, honestly. I've never had tonsillitis, and I never plan on having it. I really hope I never get it. But anyways, a lot of people have gone through it, and it's usually not that big of a deal. Yeah, get the tonsils removed, and then you have some ice cream for a couple days. All freaking fine and dandy, right? Not back in the day. Before modern tonsillectomies, they had something called the tonsil guillotine. Oh my, you're going to name something that you remove your tonsils with, but you're going to name it after something that killed so many people during the French Revolution? Like, come on, what were they thinking? I don't know. But anyways, before antibiotics, tonsillitis was very heavily considered to be life-threatening. It was a big deal. And because of this, they used the tonsil guillotine. And it proved very effective at severing tissues. And it was also pretty good for the doctors because it would help stop, patients from biting them during the ordeal. Because, that's a lot of pain. Look at it. Oh my god. Oh, and that's another thing. A little side note. This isn't even on the list I have for today's video. But did you know that this was pretty recently too. Like, not like recently. But for the longest time, when they would perform like surgeries or anything like that on young babies, like very young babies, I'm talking like the first year or so of being alive, being a human being, they wouldn't give them that, that drug that, puts you to sleep. I'm not going to say it because my slur will destroy me, and I don't feel like embarrassing myself that much, but they wouldn't give babies that because they didn't believe that they could feel any pain. That's not right. That's pretty messed up. Just a side note that this reminded me of. So, we're talking about babies. Why don't we just talk about the Utica crib? See, look at that. Sometimes I can segue without even trying to. Even though this next thing has nothing to do with babies, a baby sleeps in a crib. This is called the Utica crib. That's as close as I'm going to get from a segue from babies to this next point. That's right. But it might as well have just been called a cage, because that's essentially all it was. It was a cage for crazy people. The Utica crib was designed for mental hospitals, specifically the patients of the mental hospitals, for when they were sleeping. Apparently there must have been a real problem with them getting out of bed and just roaming the halls at night, because the main purpose of the Utica crib was to keep them in bed. Now, this looks more like something you would keep a vampire in, but I'm sure it worked just great. And now we have an even better method of restraining people with mental disorders. It's called the straitjacket, because as soon as this thing was abolished, that was the next thing in line. And, well, yeah, okay. I guess that's better than this, kind of. Well, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. That's 2 videos in 2 days. You know what? Maybe tomorrow we'll get a 3rd one out. I don't know. I'm not going to make any promises, because I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. But as I said yesterday, as I said at the beginning of this video today, we're going to work our butts off to get just consistent uploads. Maybe not daily. I'm not saying we're aiming for daily. I'm saying we're looking for consistency. And you gotta start somewhere. And honestly, I'm just glad that I was able to go to work today after a long day, get up, do some research, and make this video. I'm very proud of myself. And anyone that's made it this far into this video, I'm proud of you too. I don't know if Plays is watching right now. I don't know if Swing's watching right now. I don't know anyone that's watching right now. But if you made it here, good job. Proud of you. You have something that I like to call dedication. Because I know some of the jokes I made earlier were maybe a tad bit cringy. But, you know, that's what we do around here. Okay? And, well, if there is going to be a video tomorrow, it's not going to be an STL. I know that everyone wants another STL video because it's my only series. But, you know, today when I was at work, I kind of had a couple ideas for some upcoming other series that I want to work on. But first, I kind of want to get a couple more episodes of Small Town Legends out before I even begin working on other series. So that's kind of the roadmap that we got ahead. And if you notice anything about that roadmap is that nothing was for sure because the future is so uncertain. That was a little dark. I'm sorry. I apologize. But yeah, with that all being said, it's been your boy KurrentJoker. Everyone have an amazing day. And you know what? I'm going to give you all a challenge. I want you all to go out tomorrow or today, whenever you're watching this, and just do one kind thing for someone you don't know. Because, you know, yesterday I talked about spreading about trying to keep your mental health up. Well, let's try and spread some happiness in this world. So that's your challenge. Go out there, do something nice for someone you don't know tomorrow. Whether that's helping an old lady cross the street, maybe you're at the dollar store and some kid doesn't have enough money for his candy, pay for him. Just do something nice. So with that being said, I will talk to you all later. Peace.